Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I've got a real good episode for you guys today. I've got Dorit from Real Houses of Beverly Hills. I've never interviewed her before, and we talked a lot about her life and the show and juicy stuff about production that you didn't know that we're going to get into, and really enjoyed talking to her a lot. But before we get to that, there was a celebrity breakup divorce that happened. It was announced yesterday. It's Kristen Cavallari from Hills fame, her own show called Very Cavallari on E. She married Jay Cutler after they had their first child together. Then they got married, had two more. They've been married for 10 years, and she announced the divorce. And she did one of those posts, that I've talked about in the past that celebrities do. And I have it here on YouTube. Make sure you guys go to youtube.com/Heather McDonald and subscribe where I'm going to be pointing to. I guess there's a subscribe button here. Subscribe. We do lots of videos on here and the best parts of the podcast, interviews and whatnot. But anyway, on her Instagram post, which is where then everyone else picked up the news, it's a photo of she and Jay, what looks to be on like a fun, warm vacation, just walking away, which I said to Kelly, I go, well, you still have to have like someone take that photo. Like nobody ever just goes, hey, by the way, a few hours ago, you and your husband were just walking and you had no idea I was walking behind you. And I just thought, you know what? You're going to want this photo one day in case you get divorced and need to post it. And it's going to look like, it's going to go along with the great saying of what you said, which is what she says here on her thing about the breakup. And, it's all sad. They have kids and everything. But, of course, I'm going to explore it because that's what I do. And these people are reality stars. So she writes, it's with great sadness after 10 years together, we have come to a loving conclusion to get a divorce. Because usually when you get divorced, it's always a loving conclusion. And we have nothing but love and respect for one another. And we are deeply grateful for the years shared, memories made, and the children we are so proud of. This is just a situation of two people growing apart. We ask everyone to respect our family as we navigate this difficult time within our family. Now, I'm not calling Kristen, but I am going to talk about it because I invested time in her life, their marriage, and watching their show, Very Cavallari. And I do not believe it was the situation of two people growing apart. They were filming together. He was at home. He wasn't working in the NFL. They actually probably grew too close together that then they were like, we need to fucking sever apart. And we looked into what the legal paper said, and she said that the separation happened on April 7th, which was the day after they returned from being quarantined in the Bahamas together, which they got a lot of criticism for. It was the beginning of the quarantine, and they're in the Bahamas, and I don't really understand how it happened. I don't think they, booked the Bahamas to escape the quarantine. I'm not sure. I think they kind of ended up there and then stayed extra time because of the quarantine, but they got a lot of criticism for having a good time. I guess it wasn't that good of a time. So now anybody that criticized them for having a good time in the Bahamas, maybe now they feel bad, like, oh, that was the end of their marriage. He said they broke up, to his legal papers, their separation was April 21st. So who knows what happened when they came home and continued to be quarantined in Nashville. But she also writes they had irreconcilable differences. And then she said marital misconduct. So she didn't say infidelity, marital misconduct, which I think in 2020, in what I like to try to figure out in my brain, what I think happened is I think they were in the Bahamas, a lot of time on their hands. Somehow she got word, either somebody DM'd her and was like, hey girl, I love, what's her company called, James? Uncommon James, but I need to tell you that I have a slutty friend who's been DMing your husband, and he said, let's meet. I'm saying that is that's kind of what I think happened. I think she found out something that he's been talking to girls that are not her, something like that. And I think it was probably like one of many incidents that's happened over the years. One being that we saw on the show, and I never watched the show until this season, and now I'm kind of glad that I did because I can actually speak on this breakup. And she had a best friend on the show that she had a riff with. And the way I understood the riff to be is there was some social media talk that Jay, Kristen's husband, and this best friend had some inappropriate relationship. And in the show, Kristen's like, I wish Kelly would have addressed it a different way and just shut it down. But instead, she kept discussing it and defending it. And I felt that's bringing it more attention. And thus, they hadn't talked. The friendship was over. She shared it with her hairdresser friend who's featured on the show. Justin is his name, right? Justin and Justin's husband or fiance. And it was really kind of, it was interesting to watch, like, because we've all had friendships that have broken up. But I thought, well, this is kind of weird. Like, well, did they have something going on? But she made it sound, Kristen, that, we're famous and therefore these bullshit stories happen just because we're famous. And she, my best friend, perpetuated it by talking about it when she should have come right to me and we should have addressed it together. Something like that. So now you kind of wonder, did something happen between them? Hopefully not. I would hate to think that her friend did step the bounds, but maybe it was with some other person and the friend then got sucked into it and that's maybe why she kept perpetuating it, because she was going to go, hey, look, he's not totally innocent, but he didn't do anything with me. I don't know. I also think him being an NFL player, it was all really fun. They're two gorgeous people. They met 10 years ago. She's fresh from the hills. He's hot. They go to games together. It's all fun. She gets pregnant. They end up back together. They build this great life together. But I don't think the foundation for a lifetime was ever there to start. I don't think they were compatible enough. And I think it's hard to be with someone that then, has this big career as a football star, has probably been a babe since he was 9, probably been pulling tail since 12. And now he just has to be on this reality show, and he probably doesn't give her the attention she deserves because she's working her ass off. Then to find out that this stuff isn't going great. And she was just like, fuck it. He's worth $122 million, and, we'll both be fine, but I want to get my amount. She's asking for child support, insurance for the kids, health insurance, because, reality stars don't get health insurance. I figured that one out. Too bad. Life insurance. She still wants to be the name. That's a little juicy, which makes sense, though, because if she'd be raising their kids, she would need that money to raise the kids, God forbid anything happen. And she, yes. And so anyway, so there you go. So too bad, but I think she's only 33. He's only 37. Hopefully they can find love and joy with other people. I don't anticipate it's going to be as calm and peaceful as people hope, as this beautiful Instagram post that, her assistant had to take, hey, just take this photo of the two of us walking into the distance just in case we need it or whatever. And I also think that maybe that was also part of it too, is that she felt, I've gone along with the brand of that we're the cutest family in the show. And maybe in the quarantine, just like I said to Lala and Randall, in certain relationships, it might really make you realize, oh my God, you are who I want to spend the rest of my life with, or it's going to make you go, you know what? I don't. It was awful having to be trapped with you all this time, even though we have a nice big estate. I really see you for being a dick. Or maybe she saw something and she just was like, I'm done. I don't want the rest of my life to be this. I'm young and I don't want to wait till I'm, old and so old that I don't have the desire to find love again. She's a gorgeous girl. She's talented. And he'll be just fine too. So hope it all works out. And it's, and they're one of those families like Demi and Bruce. But then when you read the book, that didn't end up so great either. Then Demi was like, he wasn't that great. The kids didn't talk to me for 3 years when I was drinking again. So you never know. Okay. We just getting it into the juiciest parts of 90 Day, because some of these people I'm not that into. Oh, here we go. Okay. So our favorite Big Ed brings Rosemarie to a hotel, a beautiful resort called the Sheraton. Not the Sheraton, but the Sheraton in the Philippines. And in front of the cameras, she's enjoying her coffee. She's just happy to be in like a nice bed. And the cameras are there. And he is like, I got you a couple things. One is a bikini. and one is a teddy, not like my dog Teddy, but a teddy like lingerie. And she's like, okay, I don't know how to put it on, but I'll try. And then he's like, and here is a big thing of Listerine. Now, they're traveling. Why wouldn't you just buy a little travel one? Okay, it's just like maybe Listerine or whoever it was a sponsor. I don't know. Big thing of Listerine, big thing of toothpaste, but they fuzzed out the name of the toothpaste, so I think the toothpaste company didn't pay. And a new toothbrush. And he goes, because your breath, it's not very good. It's not pretty. And her face just drops. And he goes, but I am only telling you this because, your dental, your brushing your teeth can, affect all your other organs. And she goes, but that's why I have an issue with that, is because I have an ulcer. And he's like, well, I didn't know that. And she's like, you're ugly. And she walked away. Since then, she went into an Instagram live that I believe 90 Day Fiancé, the Instagram of 90 Day Fiancé caught it. And it's pretty sad. She was just like, I'm going to try to do her voice because she's an interesting voice, but she was like, how dare you about Ed? You embarrass me in front of a million people just to be famous. Not even you give me penny. No gift, just bra and panty. All so that you can be famous. Ed told all lies. So I felt really badly for her. Now, we saw that apparently through these, investigators that watch reality TV, they're not together, and she is with a woman and either engaged or married to a woman in the Philippines. But she definitely was on her Instagram, and she's pissed. And you kind of wonder, did all those gifts come? Remember, he said he sent all this stuff, including the 1,000 thread count for his sheets because of his bad skin, and they didn't come. So I don't think that he would want to have suffered without his sheets. So I don't know if he sent it to the wrong address, or maybe there really wasn't that much of value that he sent over there. But she's not happy with him. And, so who knows? Another thing I want to address real quickly is OnlyFans, okay? Probably like, what is this OnlyFans? Black China has joined it. What's the gross guy that I just talked about on The Bachelor? Chad Johnson has joined it. Carter. A couple other people I know have joined it. Who is it? Nick Carter. Aaron Carter. And it's basically, what I understand it, it's like webcam porn stuff. And I really feel it's like the bottom of the Darwinism of entertainment. Hear me out, okay? If I was to write a paper on this in college, this is a subject that you can do, kids, if you're looking for something to write about. Movie stars go down when things dry up. They start doing TV. I mean, not there's anything wrong with it, but look, Jenna Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, they're all doing essentially TV. And then people that have always been TV stars, then they start to do reality TV because they can't get regular TV. So they start doing reality TV. Then reality stars, when that dries up, they go and become social influencers and podcasters. And when that doesn't work out, then those people have to join OnlyFans. And hey, I'm not going to criticize how anyone makes their money. Go for it. I just think it's kind of interesting when someone that really wasn't in, adult entertainment on any level are now joining it. And I feel bad for the true people that are the true webcam adult entertainers that now they're like, really? We can't have one thing just for us. I mean, that's the way I feel about podcasting. Really, Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Oprah, you have to have a podcast too? Like this was where people at my level could really shine and carve something out for ourselves. Well, thank God I'm still doing great because I'm talented. But just people jumping into other areas like, and I don't know, maybe if you're joining OnlyFans, do you want to see Black China? Which, by the way, I just saw a photo of her promoting her OnlyFans, and I recognize the street because I told you she lives in my neighborhood. So I'm like, oh God. Anyway, but hey, who knows? I won't be doing OnlyFans ever, and I can honestly say that. There's a lot of things I don't say no to, but I want you to know that you won't see that. You will see me dancing around my pool doing an interpretive dance on Instagram. You might see a triangle bikini top on me. Probably that's going to be at the limit, but I'm proud of that. You guys, go to heathermcdonald.net so you can join Patreon, and you can go to see my dates that are there starting in the fall, actually starting in August. They're all there, heathermcdonald.net. You can get on all those, find out all the info, all the juicy stuff. Follow me, subscribe to the YouTube. We've got lots of things really going to build this YouTube page. And now the YouTubers are like, really, Heather McDonald? God, could we just have one thing? No, you can't. I'm very excited. I got to talk to Dorit. I asked all the questions that you guys gave me and some more, and she was a real delight and dropped lots of juice that I think you'll find really interesting. So here we have Dorit from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.